Hey guys, Liquid 25
and Archer 9234.
With episode 106 of Image Review, today we have the Power Rangers Lost Galaxy the Galaxy Megazord, aka the Gingo from Sanju Sentai Gingamon. Lion, Condor, Gorilla, Wolf, and Wildcat. Alright, so now we have the red Galactabeast, the Lion. Maneuverability is just
very limited feet movement, and
it
can't open it.
You can do this, but it looks weird. You can open the mouth, which is really good. But there is like no lock feature to how big you can open it because of the fact that it forms a head.
You could move the tail a little bit in like some positions the way you want. Other than that, there's really nothing else.
Nothing you can do to it, and it's just a standardized thing. The red Galactabeast stores the horns. Now most people wouldn't know that it stores the horns because it doesn't show it in the show. But in the instructions it does tell you that these are put here, so that's why when people lose it, because they don't put it here. You can if you take it off, you actually can see that it looks kind of odd without something because like. There's supposed to be something here, and it's supposed to be the horns. And you can put it in both ways, either back or forth, doesn't matter, but...
The correct way is up.
The correct way is up, and it locks on pretty well. Alright, so now we have Kai's Galactabeast, the blue Galactabeast. Now, it mainly matches as a gorilla. All it does is just...
To move its arm, other than that, it's a stationary Zord, it really can't do it.
It forms the legs, and also, this is, on the bottom of it, is where you store the fist for the Megazord. Now they both go in one specific way, so you can't really mess them up.
The easiest way to know is that there's an arrow design on the fist, and it simply faces up toward the toes of the Gorilla Zord.
So that's how you would know it. Other than that, it's just a plain sitting down Zord. Now you have Demon's Galactabeast, the Condor. Now, mainly much, you can say this is a condor, but they also kind of
It's really officially supposed to be a dragon.
It doesn't look like a dragon because if you...
It looks more like a bird.
Yeah, it looks like a bird. Maneuverability is just the arms.
And the feet could move a little bit.
You can just do like this, but other than that, I would just do it like this because in the flight mode, he does it like this anyway. Sadly, there is no beak or no mouth to it.
In order to move the beak back and forth, that actually you can do simply pull the tail back and forth in order to move the wings.
So when you just pull it back, the head and the wings go back and forth. Other than that, that's about it. That's all he can really do. You can't really do much with it. It's one of the longest ones because he forms the back of the Galactazord. So now we have Maya's Galactabeast, the wolf. Now technically this is somewhat like a wolf, somewhat not, because the back doesn't really show like a wolf design, but the front does. Now, maneuverability is, you can't really do much with it because
the legs do move.
It makes it look like it's sitting down.
But other than that, it's like pretty much stationary.
You can move the tail, and the mouth does open, which is really nice. So it has some nice details on it. Other than that, that's about it. It really doesn't do much to it, and this actually forms one of the arms. So now we have the final Galactabeast, Kendrick's Wildcat. Technically not really a Wildcat, because it really doesn't look like a Wildcat at all.
It's more like an Egyptian Sphinx in some positions.
The mouth opens very little, just a little bit, but
it has the same movability as the...
tail moves, that's about it. You really much can't do anything else with it. Alright, so now we have the Lost Galaxy Megazord, aka the Gingo. The only thing that you can move is the arms, just like all the other Zords. That's about it.
Yeah, he's pretty much stationary. His feet can't move. He can't.
You can't really do much. Now, besides holding the sword, you can actually hold the condor. All you guys do is just unhook the condor, pull out the little tab on the bottom. You can put it in any hole you want, actually.
Both arms are identical, so you can put the sword either on the left or right, or put the condor on the right or left, vice versa. You can use them at the same time.
Now, in this mode, they just use the firing mode where the condor fires like a little missile at someone. Overall, that's like the only thing you can do with it, and there's not much you can really say to it, and it's just stationary. But it does look nice for display when you do it like that. Now, alteration-wise, from the Galaxy Megazord to the Ginga-O, a lot of the die-cast was taken out. We still kept some die-cast, but not much as compared to the Ginga-O.
The die-cast on the Gorilla Zord was actually over here. The entire leg pieces and also the connector pins on top are fully die-cast.
But in ours, it was just painted like a dark bluish kind of thing.
Changing the leg connectors is also causes a drawback where it could risk breaking because again the connector pins are weak now because they're plastic. Other die-cast parts that have been removed are both shoulder pieces. These were originally die-cast as well.
So die-cast was actually kept in the center of the lion and on the back of the condor. All the chrome was really cut. We kept the chrome here, we kept the chrome here, and we kept the chrome here. We changed the plastic and the die-cast is kept, but the plastic is a bit different.
If you look at the Japanese one, it's actually much more rougher and far more solid versus the American version.
If you tap the lion, it's like a little hollowish, and then if you tap the Ginga-O, it's like more solid and more hardish. The gorilla's mouth was supposed to be painted black. We actually never did that. The condor's hands are supposed to be gray, and so is the head horn. It's supposed to be gray, but we never painted it actually, which is kind of odd. Alright, so now the funny thing is that even though we did do some minor changes,
the molds are the same.
The molds are the same, so you can actually interchange the arms of the weapons. You actually can put the condor on the Ginga-O, and vice versa with the sword.
You can interchange any of the parts. You can have a weird combination of black and gold versions or the color versions, vice versa. And same goes for the US or Japanese version.
Overall, it's a really nice thing to see. I recommend that you guys do get it if you guys can afford it. Now, the Lost Galaxy Megazord is pretty expensive, and the funny thing is that it's really hard finding a complete one because people lose either the fist or the horn, which is really sad.
Sometimes the Condor Zord.
Which is really odd because you can't really lose a condor unless you actually broke it apart or something. But even then, it's pretty hard to break because it's pretty much die-cast. Now, do I recommend you guys getting the color version or the black and gold? It really depends on what your perspective is because
you may not like the black one.
You may not like it. You may just like this, or you may like both. But in my opinion, pick up as whichever one helps you or fits you the best.
My really only complaint of the Lost Galaxy Megazord is the connectors and the leg piece. They should have at least kept the die cast on that because that's an issue where it can easily break.
The good part about the American one is that it's actually lighter. The Japanese one is much more heavy because of the die cast, but the American one is much more lighter. So you can actually do this and you won't really feel much pain, but if you do it with the
black and gold one, it's probably like 2 or 3 more pounds heavier.
And it's really, really hard on your hand. You don't want it to like just randomly drop it too because the die-cast will scratch. But yeah, that's it for our review of the Lost Galaxy Megazord. Join us next week for the Kaizo Sensei Gokaija, the Gokaio. Rate, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Also, if you guys are wondering why this Lost Galaxy Megazord is actually kind of plain looking, it's because I actually bought this mint in box. So if you guys are wondering why there's no stickers in the front or anywhere, it's because I never put them on.